Welcome back to Retail Therapy, episode 102. My name's Will DeFreeze. Barrett, Dudley, how are we doing today?
Oh man, we're doing great. You know, I'm just over here reading Bow Society. That's just like I'm just on Haley Steinfeld's newsletter right now. You know, just checking out the haps, seeing what's going on.
What does her newsletter center around?
It's just like lifestyle, like how to date and marry an NFL player who can't get over the hump, that type of thing.
I feel like that would actually do numbers.
Yeah.
She on Substack? Like, what's she on?
I think it's Substack.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's actually I'm not actually sure. It might be a custom Substack, is what that's what it could be. Yeah.
The Illuminati version.
Right. Sorry about your Bills and your Lions though.
I don't have any Bills.
Yeah.
They beat the Lions in the regular season and
okay.
was never cheering for them. So that was totally out of bitterness. It's okay though.
It's a bummer for everybody. We were all rooting for you.
No one wants the Super Bowl we have.
No, nobody.
I kind of do.
Why do you?
I have said multiple times, I root for overdogs. I root for dynasties. I want to see history happen and stuff.
Yeah, you're one of the I cheer for greatness.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for the Chiefs just because I want to see it happen.
Yeah. Well, maybe if the NFL wasn't rigged, we would have gotten Bills Lions.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl that everybody truly wanted to see. I really felt like the Lions became America's team this year.
We did for a little bit. It felt really good to be a Lions fan and have everyone talk to me about the Lions and be like, "You must be so excited." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Thank you for confronting that with me. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's it. Yeah, we'll get them next year.
We'll get them next year.
What's going on with you, Will?
Not too much. I've been having a weird thing happen lately.
Mm-hmm.
I might have already mentioned this on the podcast, but I used to subscribe to the New York Times and get only the Sunday edition to my house.
Right.
I've now started to get a physical copy every single day because there was an issue with my delivery, and I think the issue had been going for so long that the person that fixed it felt bad and was like, "Well, we're just going to do it every day now instead of Sundays." I don't need the paper every day.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting a backlog. You got too much paper.
It's so much. It's so much. I asked Sally the other day, I said, "Is there anything that I do that is just so my dad and I don't realize it?" And she's like, "Yeah, ever since we started getting the New York Times every day, you just have newspapers everywhere." And I don't all I do is quickly go through them and read some headlines. I'm not deep diving anything.
Mm-hmm.
But every time when I go out and get it in the morning, and I didn't go out and get it this morning as we had a significant amount of rain, I can't figure out what is going through the paper boy's head when he throws it to my yard.
Yeah.
The heat map of where he's putting this newspaper is all over the place. And I'm like, "Where are you throwing this from?" I need to wake up early one day and see the process because it's so all over the map that I can't figure it out.
Okay, but do you think that is it a paper boy? You got a
I
paper
don't know.
boy coming and dropping off the New York Times?
I don't know.
How many people in the neighborhood are getting the New York Times physical edition?
Exactly. And it's such a pointless thing for me to get, but it's so rare in life that you get something for free.
Right.
In perpetuity. And so I don't want to tell them to stop doing it.
And well, this will not help what I'm about to say here. This morning, I went over to Will's house to help him set up for some hopefully future Sunday Scares things. We'll keep that in the wraps. But as I was walking up and saw the newspaper in your yard, I went, "Fuck, that's kind of a vibe."
I know.
I haven't seen a physical newspaper in someone's yard in so long. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
The other day, I left it out all day and got it when I walked in, and it had been raining that day, and I was like, "Oh, this newspaper is gonna be soaking wet." But nope, 2 bags on it, one each way, and I was like, "See, they got it dialed in."
Wow.
It makes me feel like cool 90s. Oh, we're getting the paper today.
I feel like a car must be coming around.
I think so too.
I don't think it's a boy on a bike.
So do you think they're just hucking it out the window?
And I think they're hucking it out the window, and that is creating the variance that you're describing as far as the landing spot heat map.
As long as they get over that
the
fence.
shooting chart, if you will.
I'm getting a lot of heat from my investors at home about having too many newspapers around. So that she's trying to get me to cancel it. But I'm like, I never get anything for free. I never get bonus stuff. I feel like I need to take advantage of this while I can.
Are you going out in a robe to collect it? Because that would be a real mood.
My Japanese robe?
Or a hotel robe?
My worry is that my neighbors aren't ready for the Japanese robe.
What about just a more standard, traditional, your robe from your London hotel?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
It'd be very, it'd be very Tony-esque.
I don't know what the shoe hospital version. I guess I could just go to a seamstress, but I need to get my hotel robe fixed.
Hey T,
Hey D,
I'm getting the New York Times for free. You wouldn't believe this. That was my bad Christopher Moltisanti impression.
no, it was perfect.
You know what you should do is you should get, you need a little one of those little things that holds your phone, a tripod, or one of those little things that like sticks on anything and holds your phone, and then you record yourself doing things like getting in the car or going to get the paper, and people will be like,
and just put those up.
yeah. And people will be like, how is he getting, how they'll do the mental math of how you're recording yourself, like doing like a daily vlog and like going and getting in your car. And then they'll realize that, oh, you had to set up the camera and then go get in your car and then get out of the car to collect the camera from where it was filming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That people love that.
There's some people doing that so publicly that when they're backing up their car, I'm like, someone's just going to roll by and steal your phone. Like that tripod is as good as gone in this Walmart parking lot,
Dude,
sir.
I've done content with like tripods and stuff, and I always do it like outside in the public, but I always in areas that aren't people, because I am just so embarrassed by like having that as a. It just I couldn't imagine like
horrible,
being in
dude.
public.
It's the
doing
great millennial shame. The millennials that achieve great success as internet brands and personalities and like front facing, not not ones that are like scaries. Which
I try to keep scaries not front facing.
Right,
I try
right.
to make it as general as possible.
Yeah. They're the ones that overcome that shame.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I haven't you can tell I haven't overcome it because the only videos where I will talk directly into the camera are like the stitches I do for retail therapy.
For drink. Yeah.
I don't want to do anything else like that.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
And like if you do see me in something that is front facing with me in the video,
Right.
just know that like that was the last.
It took a lot.
It was worst case scenario. Like there was no other option but having me in it. So I mean,
yeah, I have been. I mean, I'm back on my TikTok grind now that it was banned and then saved. It's just really brought me back into the fold. And TikTok tries to sell me a gimbal about 1 out of every 4 clips.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like probably 2 more times, and I'm buying a gimbal.
We have it here and we've used it like once.
Does it follow you and everything? All you got to do is put up the 2 fingers and it'll follow you, Randy. I don't know if you know.
So what
that.
is this? Just a swanky tripod?
It's like the little handheld thing that's like stabilizes.
But
it
you
and
can
stuff.
put it on a tripod, and there's a device that goes with it, and you can. It's AI. You're leveraging AI tools here.
Okay.
And it will follow you. So just adding to these, to the vlog boys and girls out there, like you don't even need somebody holding the camera. This thing will just track you.
There was a company that came out with a drone camera
Yeah.
that they said you could just like throw in the air while skiing and it'd follow you down. And they sold like a ton of them on their Kickstarter. And then it came out that they had no technology that was able to do this, and they were planning on using the money from that. And so nobody got their cameras, and it was just this. It was great. I just loved it.
That's tough.
Kickstarters are they're a gamble. They are very much a gamble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was saying gimbal, Randy.
Oh
Yeah, it was a gimbal.
Yes.
It was a gimbal.
It was a
yeah.
gimbal.
So we do have one here. I don't know if it's the one that follows you, but we'll see. We can check it out later.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Barrett, you had a little announcement on the Instagrams I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I did.
You got a little kid on the way?
That's right.
Well, allow me to wish you a congratulations right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. How excited are you to get fits off for this kid?
Very excited. The child is a girl.
Okay.
And so I've had a lot of people telling me that like I have like girl dad energy already. Like people say that this seems suitable, that this is fitting.
Okay.
Apropos, if you will, for me. And so I take that as a compliment, and I do like, girl clothes are more fun than boy clothes.
They are.
So that is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Is just, getting all the cute rompers and onesies and jumpsuits and just all that.
It's exciting to get out of that that little period where
Mhm.
you actually get to start buying like miniature versions of the clothes that you want.
Right. Right.
And like my favorite thing is when I get dressed and then I get my son dressed in his normal clothes and I look at him, I'm like, oh, I clearly had a vision today. Like the way I dressed myself and the
You
way I just
styled
dressed
You
him, I'm
styled
like,
him.
yeah, we weren't leaving the house not looking fitted right now.
Right. Yeah. No. That's definitely like a low key thing to look forward to is getting to be your child's stylist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's tough when like people who aren't retail therapy coded give you hand-me-downs because obviously I'm going to welcome every hand-me-down.
Right. Yeah.
But then there's sometimes when I'm like, man, those sweatpants are not good. But they're sweatpants and they're clean, so they're going to go on.
Well, that's errand clothes,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you think if you're doing like, I don't know, I guess everything with a kid is messy. But I was thinking like that's like when you take them to get ice cream, you just put on the
the sweatpants that might like ride a little bit too low, have some underwear sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a package from Zara on the way right now. They
Okay.
just did a Paddington collection.
Ooh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I had to hit that. I also got him some baggy, almost like tan jeans.
Like some Jinkos, like some child Jinkos.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. We'll see what the inseam is. I'm hoping they don't drag too much, but yeah.
You don't think he's all about that heel bite?
He might be. We'll see. He's got good shoe collection.
Yeah.
He's a very big fan of the Aimé Leon Dore New Balance little guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they are a great shoe. They're just pricey for a kid.
Yeah.
But they're a great shoe that I have now seen can last forever with a kid. So
Mhm.
he has 3 different pairs now, and they've gone well.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I told you that I hadn't already perused the Bodhi Childs section.
You have to,
Right?
You have to. It's a tough pill to swallow.
I felt pretty good about it though. There was nothing that was just like nothing just floored me. Nothing I was like, I have to have that. I must have this. So I actually need them to come out with like something.
What do you mean there wasn't stuff that you have to have? I'm looking at it right now and I'm seeing several different things that you have to have for your kid.
It's
like,
more.
This
It's
is crazy.
It's honest. It's more.
She needs this.
It's more boy coded to me.
I guess. I don't know.
It's more like little mini camp collars and stuff like that. Here,
I think she'd look great in this this maple jasmine kid shirt for $198. Like I think that makes sense. You're telling me that you don't want to get this marine colored lace shirt from Bodhi for $198 for your child?
Well, I know that this is all going to change and flip upside down on me right now, but you're telling me that I can get a Bodhi shirt for under $200?
It's true. What a steal.
Okay, all right, and then I don't know, maybe once they outgrow it and in 2 weeks, you put it in a little shadow box. You just frame that thing on the wall like a jersey.
You could.
Right?
Yeah.
How much is that stuffed rabbit?
250 something.
My goodness.
No, 298.
You're talking about the Clifford dog, the corduroy stuffed dog?
I mean, they have multiple different versions.
Will
of it,
did
yeah.
say that corduroy is hot for 2025.
Yeah, get your corduroy while you can get it.
Yeah.
There's going to be a shortage
Yeah.
early 2026, I think.
Yes, it's all I don't know, like all the it's mostly like little mini camp collar shirts.
Yeah.
Right. So how about maybe something like this little stagecoach baby set?
Okay.
Maybe that's more where I'm leaning.
That's a good starter set for your child.
I don't think I saw that one when I was initially browsing. But no, I fully realize that it will likely be lots of Target and lots of hand-me-downs. So
hand-me-downs are the goat. I mean, it gets you through. Yeah, if I can work off mainly hand-me-downs and then just sprinkle in some personal touches during the times when I want to, then I'm a happy camper.
Yeah. Major life event. We're very excited for a whole gang of things, but I'm also very nervous.
Yeah.
Mostly about the sleep. I think I'm most nervous about the sleep.
Yeah, but you already stay up late.
Yeah, but
what time do you get up every morning?
That has to change.
What time do you get up every morning?
My first alarm goes off at generally in between 7:20 and 7:40.
Okay. Yeah. Might have to adjust that. Not by much. We'll get you through it. We'll get you through it, Barrett. I'm very happy for you. This is exciting stuff. The squad needs to roll together with little ones.
Totally. Well, and I feel like I'm, especially to this group, like I'm I needed to even out the playing field.
You did.
I needed to get a girl in the mix.
A lot of boys in
boys
in my life right
Right.
now. Yeah, it's mostly boys. Should we hear from our friends over at Shopify before we hit this episode?
Of course.
It's a new year, 2025. Probably thinking, how am I going to make this year different? How am I going to build something for myself? You might be thinking that you want to be your own boss, but you got to turn that business idea that you've been kicking around into a reality, and you don't know how to make that happen. But Shopify is how you're going to make that happen, and let me tell you how. The best time to start your business is right now. You're going to be thinking about it tomorrow if you don't do it today. Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open for business, and get your first sale. All you have to do is get your store up and running using their thousands of customizable templates. No coding or design skills required. All you need to do is drag and drop. And I have to say, once you start working with the templates, you start to understand how easy it truly is to make a good-looking website. But it's more than just how it looks. They got a lot under the hood, guys. They got powerful social media tools that can help you connect to all your channels and create shoppable posts. They also just help you manage your growing business. They help you with the stuff that you don't even want to think about. Shipping, taxes, payments are all on one single dashboard, allowing you to focus on the important stuff like growing your business. Because with Shopify, your first sale is closer than you think. Established in 2025 has a pretty nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/scaries, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/scaries to start selling with Shopify today. Again, shopify.com/scaries. Well, Barrett, you looked like you had yourself a little Sunday.
It was a Saturday.
Little
Actually,
Saturday.
It was a little Saturday. I did. I was out in the field, and I've got a report from Austin's hottest new trend.
See, this snuck up on me. I didn't realize how rampant this was until you had
So Will
put it on socials, and then everyone started talking about how much they're seeing it.
Yeah, let me tell you what. That's how this went. I'll give you some backstory. Maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, maybe 2.5 weeks ago by the time you're listening to this podcast, I saw a clip on like my Explore feed or suggested post as I was scrolling Instagram. And it was like a combined post, a shared post, a collaborative post, if you will.
If you will.
From a brand called Mushroom Cowboy, a little company, I guess I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
A little setup.
Brand.
And Manana, the coffee shop that is at the South Congress Hotel. And they posted a little reel from basically like a coffee DJ set that they had done at close to January 10th or whatever, let's say.
Yeah.
And it looked like a real vibe, like a really cool little courtyard, the same exact courtyard where I got married, in fact. And there was a DJ, everybody's hanging out in cool clothes and puffy jackets, drinking coffees and matcha lattes and whatever, and getting a little groove on, And I said, well, I like the look of that. Like that sounds good. That sounds fun. I've noted that I think EDM and house music, EDM/house or EDM and house, not EDM house, as some people thought that I was saying on the.
You will not find me entering that conversation because I don't know the difference between anything, and I just don't want to get called out by the EDM heads or the house heads or anybody else.
And so I was like, okay, that's cool. And then just a few days after that, I saw a post that they were running it back, that they were doing it again this past Saturday. Same setup, same spot. It was Mushroom Cowboy and at Manana at the South Congress Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday rolls around. It's a pretty gray, drizzly, cold day. I ran a couple errands, and then I was like, let's go stop by the coffee club and see what's up. We get to South Congress, which, if you're unfamiliar with Austin, is that's like our main tourist drag. That's where if you come to Austin for a long weekend, you are going to end up on South Congress at some point. And we
It's not a bad thing.
No. I'm just it's a popular spot. But the weather wasn't great. There was no sun out, and it was around. It was kind of like 11:30 something. I was like, this might be dead. Got to South Congress first. The whole area was absolutely popping off. Like I hadn't seen it in a while. Like I guess maybe people, because it wasn't 30 degrees, people were kind of coming out of their shells.
Yeah.
And forcing it out. Approach South Congress Hotel. I look over, and the courtyard is packed, absolutely packed. So much so that it looks like there's a line to get into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I could have said, nah, we're not doing this. I'm not stopping. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not doing the parking.
That's what I would have done.
I'm too old.
Yeah. It's sad that one of my first thoughts was, man, I can't imagine what the parking was like for this.
But I said, I got to get in there. I have to see what this is about.
You had a
have
duty
to do this for the podcast. Yeah. So ended up finding a park, getting in there, waited in a short line, and Will, this thing was absolutely popping off. And I got to give shouts to a couple of retail therapy listeners who were there, Henry and Atticus. The boys were buzzing, and the girls were buzzing too. the thing is, they were buzzing off of, like I said, coffee and espressos and cortados and matcha lattes.
What'd you order?
Not a cocktail in sight. I didn't even get a coffee drink, Will. The line for mañana was 50 people long.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. They didn't have someone walking around with like little espresso shots or anything?
They did not. And it's absolutely like a piece of this that they're going to have to iron out, I think, because, like this was so huge. This was so popular.
I assume you can't BYOC.
I mean, I guess you could have. I don't know who would have stopped you.
You're just sneaking in little coffees in your cargo shorts.
But as you said up top, like this is now like this is happening at Codependent in a bunch of other coffee shops. Austin Monthly has already written a piece about how this is like absolutely taken over in the last 2 weeks. Friend of the pod, Alex Rychek, responded to my story and was like, "Oh, this has been happening in London for a while."
Yeah, that'd be a good place to have it happen.
But it felt very LA to me, and I say LA over New York, one because LA is, I think, more wellness focused than New York is, and also I don't think the coffee shops in Manhattan and Brooklyn are big enough to host something like this.
No,
because you needed some space. But this is man, the young people were out, they were dressed, they were drinking coffee, and they were dancing, and it was.
So it was a DJ situation.
Yes, like a good DJ.
What was he spinning, or she?
She was spinning all sorts of like up tempo house and club beats, man.
Is there one this Saturday?
I think there is. I don't know where. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah.
I like the idea of you just roaming the streets trying to find the next coffee club. No, I heard there's one down here.
What's your take on this? What's your temperature?
I don't know. I don't know what my temperature is because I don't normally want to be in a crowd of people like early in the morning. That being said, do people have kids there?
I did not see any kids.
Okay.
Like I think this was. I believe. What maybe Randy can chime in. I don't know if he's heard any about this or if he's had friends go.
I've heard a little.
Yeah, but the age range I would have said seemed to be there. There were definitely people in our age demographic.
Yeah,
but mostly I would have said this was late 20s.
It'd be like I like the idea of like a pop-in coffee situation.
Yeah,
I just don't want to wait in line anywhere for it.
Right.
Like I want to be able to go up and I want there to be bars like there would be at a club where there's numerous bars and I can just go up and get an iced Americano.
Right.
Just have a bunch of espresso made and just start pouring things.
Well, you know how at I don't know what comes to mind is like a football game, right? But at some clubs too, right? They'll have like the beer trough.
Yeah.
Where if you're getting beer, you can just walk right up, pay, and walk away with beers. It's like if you want cocktails, you got to go to the bar and wait in line. I feel like they need like for drip and cold brew.
They need like an iced coffee.
Yeah, they just need like a drip coffee and a cold brew. If that's all you're getting, boom, it's right here.
Yeah.
What time does it start? If you're trying to order something fancy, then you can go wait in line. They start at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And they go till 1.
Okay.
I have an opinion on this. I was telling Dave, you want to hear my opinion on it?
Let's hear it, Randy.
I don't like it. I think that this is too LA. And this is me being an old head, 7 years in Austin now, that I feel like this year, in the past year, I have gotten served way more Austin influencers than I have before I lived here, as I say at my podcast job. And it's just becoming too like influencer in like LA. It's losing. I don't know. I don't like it.
Did anyone have any gimbals there?
I didn't see anybody with their gimbal set up.
We're pre-gimbal. It hasn't reached the gimbal crowd yet.
Yeah, but they were. I mean, they were they posted a reel, Mushroom Cowboy and Manana again of this one, and there's clearly somebody getting content and doing some recording. I think they recorded the entire DJ set. I did see a phone on a tripod right in front of her, so that was going down. Randy, I had many people kind of reply to my story that I posted. They were like, "This is awful. I can't believe this. Like." That I'm not a fan, this is, all that type of stuff. But I don't know. It continues to signal this shift, which I'm very curious to see where this goes over the next decade, because the young folks, they are simply not as interested in drinking as we were. One of the guys I talked to there, he was just like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like I just don't want to deal with the hangover. He's like, I like First Thursdays too, which happens at South Congress Hotel as well. They do kind of like big DJ sets and parties there as well. And he was just like, yeah, this is better. Like I don't have to deal with the hangover.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, then I have to deal with a babysitter in the morning, which I don't want to deal with.
I think you could. Honestly, you could have brought your kids to this.
I would only bring one
Yeah.
one that would want to dance and
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
The other one would just be he'd just be like, "What am I doing
Yeah,
here?"
but I don't know. Some of the youngs there might have thought you were harshing the vibe.
For sure, I don't want to harsh
any.
any vibes.
Right,
I don't want to harsh
right.
any vibes. Like, who's this old guy that brought his kid? Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to be that guy.
How about this? Well, I gotta. I'm gonna talk fashion here as well with it. White hat, cream off-white hat, with the green or the red brim. Are we freaking or are we not freaking?
I don't know. So I was actually saying something about this yesterday.
Because there were approximately 47 of them.
I have a cream hat
Mm-hmm.
with a blue brim,
Yeah.
and a rope across it.
Uh-huh.
And I've never worn a hat like that before. And it's made me very gun shy to wear this hat. There's also something else on this hat that makes me gun shy because it carries a connotation,
Okay.
and it's a Masters logo.
Okay.
As far as Masters logos or logo hats go, this hat is about as cool as they get. But every time I put it on, I feel like it just doesn't look right, and I want to like it though. So I think I freak because I think I like the idea of like that color palette.
Yeah.
But if I see 47 of them all in the same place, then I'm gonna be like, I need to get this hat off me.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. It's the Siegelman stable vibe.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like they were definitely one of
Like,
the leading brands. That,
New ones like Cowboy and Caviar, I think, that everyone's wearing in Austin.
Okay. Yes. That sounds right.
Let me see.
But it's like big high crown with the typically green, but sometimes red. But most importantly, just a contrast color.
Yeah, Caviar Cowboy.
Brim.
That's the new heat that everyone's wearing in Austin. That's very similar vibes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're exactly right. I'm sure there were a couple of these at the. I like how it's suggesting to me these types of hats, but also Texas caviar as a little side dish to make.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. These show no signs of slowing down, and it's not that I dislike the look. And I often when I think about like Scaries or Retail Therapy merch, I'm like, God, should we just bite the bullet and do one of these?
It's hard to bite the bullet.
But because I know that it would be successful and popular.
Yeah, it would.
But at the same time, as guys, as a brand that kind of consider ourselves a little bit further ahead than maybe the mainstream,
I just like
it's hard to do this.
Bite
the older
bullet,
I
get
get,
the
the
money.
harder it is to take like get fashion notes from people in their 20s. Like, I just don't want to do that because it would make me feel older.
Right.
And so I almost have to avoid those trends of people in their 20s in order to feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. These caviar cowboy hats are a little basic. Little basic.
Yeah.
I feel like they just want to put caviar and script on a hat, and they were like, cowboy's a good thing to put with it. And I don't disagree with them.
Good alliteration.
Honestly, that's a Vegas hat.
My pregnant wife kind of had the same report as you did. She was like, "I really would have enjoyed this more if I had been able to get a coffee drink or get something to hold."
Mm-hmm.
So I do concur that if the drinks are too hard to get, whether it's coffee or alcohol or otherwise, that's a
tough.
that's a bad vibe for a party.
Do you think the baby enjoyed the?
Yeah, the bass wasn't slapping too hard, but I had to assume that she was like in there doing little flips and stuff.
Had to. Had to.
Yeah, it wasn't dubstep.
Yeah.
I'll say that I think that can come around on this maybe in a couple months if they keep it going and it loses hype. Because I feel like with how crowded it was and stuff, it feels like it's just drawing the crowd of the people that want to be in on the new thing. And
Right.
Keep in mind, Randy doesn't drink coffee.
That too.
Okay,
That too.
okay.
But it's just more of the DJ.
Get a chai latte, my man. Get a matcha.
Huh?
The thing is, you kind of want the crowd though, right? Because isn't the point kind of supposed to be like a morning club?
Yeah.
Like it's the vibes, it's the feeling of a club, but you're not drinking and dealing with a hangover.
I would say I would want it filled, not packed / crowded.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
amount of
yeah.
people where it's like, oh, we might not get a table, not like we're
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder.
There is so I think what y'all are saying, and I as you know, pushing 40, I do kind of tend to agree. There's like a halfway point in between a normal coffee shop on a Saturday morning and this that I think kind of sounds good. Like heavier beats being played, but still like a sit and chill situation instead of like a being up and dance situation.
I saw a meme recently about coffee shops in like Greece and how they're all like blasting electronic music.
Okay.
And like the baristas are just like
Kind of like when you go down to the pool at a resort pretty early and like the music started to play, but you're not like slamming a pina colada yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the DJ
good-
is like
yeah.
blasting Danze.
It's a good comparison.
Yeah, kind of maybe that kind of vibe. So somewhere in between. I
good.
don't know.
I think I just had an epiphany. I think this is just going to become the new brunch. Brunch is dead, and this is it.
That's true. That's a good point, Randy. Maybe this is just filling in for brunch. Yeah. But I just to come back to one of the core conceits here. I am very curious to see what happens to this whole no drinking thing. Our girl Glucose Goddess, she's out there just like talking about how alcohol is poison.
Well, I'm doing everything I can to keep alcohol alive.
Yeah. Same.
It's January 30th right now. I'm 29 for 30.
You're 29 for 30?
Technically, you could make an argument that I'm 28 for 30, and I will hear that argument.
You've had a drink 28 out of 30 days?
Technically, if you're in the central time zone, 29 out of 30 days.
Wow. Glucose Goddess would not be happy with
No,
you.
I've just been sending Randy like my single beer at night, being like, just checking in. Here's one.
Let me tell you, Saturday can't get here soon enough. That February 1st drink's going to hit hard.
What is? Go ahead. Will.
I haven't been like hitting it hard, but I've just been making sure that all right, got to get one.
Okay,
got to get one. Once I realized I was like 14 days in, I was like, okay,
you're doing wet January.
I'm doing sopping wet January. Yeah.
Okay,
it's going on a bender.
I'm not going on a bender. Having a couple Guinness every once in a while.
Any stops at Kelly's Irish Pub?
I've had a couple.
Yeah.
I've had two after work dogs where I've gone 3 deep at them.
Okay.
Feeling good about it.
What if you just became like a bar after work guy?
Can't imagine doing that.
Just like,
sounds terrible.
Every day, it's just
if
like
Kelly's
you clock out and you hit the pub.
If Kelly's was next door to our office, I would probably clock out at 4 every day, go have one and go home. Like I love getting one there, but I'm not willing to drive around town in order to go have a beer.
And it is in the opposite direction for you, basically.
It is, yeah. It's a longer drive home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. But that's like the one place where I'd be like, okay with being a regular. Like, yeah.
Randy, what's the plan for February 1st? How are you gonna release the hounds?
Absolutely
Let
no
the dogs
clue.
out.
But I'm thinking
It's gonna be a nice day.
I'm leaning Matt's, but also the next weekend I have my cousin coming in town and I want to take him to Matt's. So do I do 2 weekends in a row?
Sure,
Matt's?
sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards.
Sometimes
right
I
now.
do twice in one weekend.
But it's gonna be a nice day. I might just go make pina coladas and sit on my balcony for the whole day and just get rip roaring.
Just solo dolo?
Maybe.
Come on,
we'll see.
Randy. Get out.
I mean, I'm going to go out at night
Get out.
Why don't you invite a little hinge date over or something?
You deserve it.
because I've been off Hinge, which I've also February I'll bring the Hinge back up.
Okay.
Too, so.
Well, speaking of experiences over the weekend, you yourself had one as well. You were in, as me and my OC heads like to call it, the Vegas.
I was in the Vegas.
Yeah.
I was in the Vegas. We've been doing some work with Fontainebleau, and so it's been a minute since I've been out to the Vegas, and so I decided to go out and meet up with some people out there, and ended up doing it great. I have to admit.
How many nights?
2 nights.
2 nights.
We flew in a little late. We got in about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
on Friday night, and
Okay.
we left around 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Sorry, Thursday night we flew in, left on Saturday morning.
Okay.
I probably would have liked to, like, I think the perfect amount of time would have been being able to like have breakfast and lunch and stuff and maybe leave like early evening and get back and just
Okay.
crash in bed. I kind of wanted a little more time.
Yeah.
But I don't hate less than 48 hours in Las Vegas.
Right.
It's still a good time.
And your wife went with you, but
She
there was no Sphere experience on
No
this trip.
Sphere experience.
Yeah.
We just hung out at Fontainebleau and went to restaurants and just did our thing.
Okay.
Because steakhouses are in,
Yes.
per
Yes.
Barrett Dudley.
Right.
I requested that we go to Don's Prime, which is they've got a couple steakhouses on the property.
Yeah.
You've probably seen Poppy Steak at Fontainebleau,
Okay.
where they do the bottle service for a steak that you order. We did not have
That
enough.
sounds familiar.
We could have had enough people, or like, I mean, we could have probably done that, but I was like, that seems ridiculous
Mhm.
for just 2 of us. So we decided to punt on that until we have more of a crew with us. So we went to their other one, which is extremely good, Don's Prime. And we decided to get very basic while we were there. So we went Caesar salad and French fries to start with. Have to say, both were elite. Incredible French fries. But I don't know if this was on our list. Let me actually go to my In-N-Out list just to make sure. No, I wouldn't have deleted my
The sliced steak?
Yeah. Was sliced steak on our in-out list?
I believe that you put it on maybe fall's in-out list.
I can't imagine getting a steak to the table not pre-sliced at this point.
Yeah.
The more I started thinking about it, the more I was just like, do I want a giant hunk of meat right there that like
Right,
we have to
right.
like deal with ourselves? And like we got it sliced, and I was like, I'm never gonna go as long as I'm sharing with some other people and stuff.
Right.
I'm never going unsliced ever again. And honestly, I think I want it sliced when it comes to the table, just if it's for me. I know I don't want to be like a little kid in this situation.
But like, if I'm paying $60 plus for a steak, like why would I have to slice it?
Don't make me
Don't
slice
make me
it.
slice it.
Don't make me slice it. I've had a long day.
I had a far more low key steak situation at Cafe Nose here. Speaking of South Congress, and I ordered the steak frite, and it came pre-sliced, and it was really nice.
I liked it.
I liked it quite. Yeah.
I mean, we were taking some photos for the hotel, so it actually made sense to get it sliced because I was like, it kind of would look weird if you just
Right.
are taking
Just
photos of a
giant
giant
hunk of meat.
hunk of meat.
Right.
Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But we ended up taking it pretty easy that night because we had to, I had a couple martinis.
Yeah,
Had to
yeah.
try out their martinis. They have
course.
great glassware there. I will
Yeah.
say.
Was
I
it
will
a
say that.
salmon martini?
I didn't do salmon. I did a Gibson. I decided to take the advice of some retail therapy listeners
Yeah,
and go.
yeah.
I don't want to say it went basic, but I went stock and I went Tanqueray
Right,
instead of
yeah.
the much more floral gins that I've
Yes.
been using, and it was good.
Yeah.
I also had my first ever experience that was good with Monkey 47 gin.
Okay. Yeah.
Sally ordered hers with Monkey 47. I'd only had one martini with Monkey 47 before this. Absolutely hated it.
Huh.
Looking back on it, I think that they just made it with way too much vermouth because when I had a sip of hers with the Monkey 47, I was like, oh, this tastes incredible. I wish that I would have done this.
Did she go Gibson as well?
She didn't. She got a little twist.
Twist. Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
twist.
Yeah.
Little twist.
Yeah.
But thank you to the retail therapy listeners who all reached out. I have several gin recommendations that I can take to the liquor store with me next time I go. We did brunch at a place called La Fontaine where they have like souffle pancakes and things like that. They had
Yeah.
incredible French toast, but like just a very bougie, basic brunch situation. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like it's a very refreshing place. But man, Friday night we did some retail therapy coded shit.
Yeah.
We had someone there that was helping us out the entire time, and she brought us up to a place called Poodle Room, which is a private club
Okay.
at the top of the Fontainebleau. Can't take photos or videos or anything.
Wow.
Walk up there and like, if you look around, Sally asked what I thought of it, and I was like,
So they made you put your gimbal away?
I had to put my gimbal away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was looking around and I was like, this is a Bond movie. Like, it's a Bond movie. You're at the top of a hotel in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Every single window goes from floor to ceiling, and you have a view of the strip. You have a view of literally everything. The bar just goes so far back in that it's just amazing to look at that with like light fixtures and stuff. It was just incredible. I was really trying to soak it in just because
Mhm.
I don't think I'm going to get many experiences to go up there. But they had this room that is officially my top choice for having a retail therapy party in.
All right.
There's
Meet
a
up
room
in Las Vegas.
off of the Poodle Room. Yeah, we'll do Vegas party. And it's this like beautiful room that is a little bigger than the studio that we're in.
Okay.
So it's not a big room. They have a big bar, floor to ceiling bar on one side of it. And then on the other side, they have a DJ booth with some really cool paintings that are just lining the DJ booth. And everything in the room is red velvet. And so something I never really notice when I walk into a place is the sound system. Like if you're playing music over speakers, usually it's not something that I'm like dialed into. But there was something about it where it was the crispest audio I'd ever heard in my life, and I just couldn't get over it. Like it was just like tickling your neck the way that it was just so crisp and pure.
Okay.
They said it was the only room in the entire hotel besides the residence rooms where guests are staying that doesn't have a camera. So you have to think that celebrities might be throwing down in there and getting a little wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
But while we were in there, we had a martini. We enjoyed ourselves. They did allow me to take some photos in that room, which I would really like to use at some point. But I have to get clearance from them before I do any of those photos. Like, what's killing me is that I got a fit pick off in that room.
Yeah.
And like I have to holster it. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to release it.
Wow.
I can't put it on the screen right now, but I can pull it up and hand you my phone and show it to you. It's absolutely killing me that I'm not able to post this
Was
photo
this on?
anywhere.
Did you capture this on film or on iPhone?
Only iPhone. Truth be told, I forgot to get a picture in the room of myself. I was just snapping photos of the room and of Sally and stuff. And then at dinner, I was like, we have to sneak back into that room. I didn't get a photo of myself in there, and I really want a photo of myself. And it's just absolutely killing me that I'm not allowed to use this photo for anything.
Oh man.
Like, come on, man. I'm dripping in there.
Yeah.
I'm just dripping in there.
Oh, that's good art. Good art.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So I'm gonna be forwarding that someone's way to see if I can get clearance to post that.
You just got to do the work and get clearance, man. I mean, you can't let that you can't let that just
I'm hoping it's one of those things where it's like they just want
never see the light of day.
I want them to intimidate me a little bit and just be like, hey, like you're not allowed to post anything, but like also do it because like we want people to know about this place. So we'll see. But after we went in that room for a little bit and had a drink, we went to my first ever Omakase experience.
Okay. Bromakase, if you will.
A little bromakase. We had a 21st birthday party for a dude in the room. We had another birthday party on the side of us for another guy. So it was a little bromakase situation. I'd only done it with you at the Italian place in Austin that we went to.
Right,
I'd never actually
Pasta
done
bar.
like Japanese food, sushi and everything. And it was awesome. It lived up to the hype. The place we went to was called Ito, and it was connected to the private room place. And I mean, they just be handing you fish at all times.
Yeah.
Like it was incredible. You just never stop seeing something being made in front of you. The experience is just so cool. I mean, you're looking over the strip through the window, drinking some sake. They do have like sake flights and stuff that you could do, but I was like, yeah, that seems like a dicey idea.
Yeah.
So we just decided to go with a bottle of sake and sip on that for a little bit. But like, that's all I want to do now.
Yeah.
I got scared.
Nice.
They asked if anyone wanted to revisit any of the dishes that they had, much like you would do at like a vineyard or something.
Right.
And everyone said no. Like, oh, I'm stuffed, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, I'll run it back the entire way. Like, I am fine going again if we want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just I get why people pay top dollar for those experiences. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's nice. It's very popular in Austin as well, and I've got a story about that in a second. But you've been to Vegas quite a bit.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of work for Fountain Blue. You've been out there for the Sphere. Was this the first time that you've just like soloed it with Sally?
Yes, we did it. We soloed it once before, but she was pregnant, so we kind of
Okay.
just like stayed there overnight before going to California the next day.
Like, how did you feel about Vegas as like a kind of like as a sort of, I'm going to call it a date night trip?
I think you can make it awesome.
Did it
Like,
slap?
food in Vegas is so good no matter what, because if you're a bad restaurant, you're just not going to make it.
Right.
Like people just won't go to you. You know, you'll eventually fizzle out. So every hotel has to have really good restaurants. Fountain Blue is like brand new, and every restaurant there is really good.
Right.
I don't care if you're going to like the high end sushi experience or if you are going to the food court and getting a pizza from Miami Slice. Like, it's just all really good food, and you're not going to go somewhere bad. And so, like, if you have the luxury to get a room, book meals.
Miami Slice. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Miami Slice, baby.
What a great name.
Great
Pizza name.
And so, like, if you can figure out what you want to do from a dinner standpoint, entertainment standpoint, and just like going for a quick little trip to get away, like if people with kids, people with jobs where they don't have a lot of PTO, we had so much fun just going for 36 hours, and we could have had equally as much fun flying in one of the mornings and doing stuff all day and then completely like shutting it down the next day and flying home again.
Laura has never been to Vegas, and it's been on my list to take her.
You got to.
And I see people on the TL all the time taking Vegas at, around our age as a couples trip as well. And that's like, it's hard for me to put it above like a ski trip or a beach trip even. But
there's a place for it.
But there's a place for it, and I really, really want to do it. Sally had on a great outfit one night. It gives you an opportunity to put on something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like where you're just not gonna like. That's the type of thing that it's hard to pull off in Austin.
Yeah.
And even if you do, it's like you're gonna get out of your car, sit at a restaurant for 2 hours, and then be right back in your car. It's you know what I mean? There's no show about it. There's no performance, and so I love.
We were getting dolled up.
Yeah.
It was like, let's get dolled up and go to this nice dinner.
Yeah,
let's
so
go enjoy ourselves.
I love it when I see it, and I feel like it can be really fun. You can do. I mean, go to a club, man. Do the club thing. Like, just sit in the back and enjoy like that. You don't have to be down in the mix, but
it's now that we live in a place like Austin that has your LA and New York prices, the shock value
the sticker shock,
like of a Vegas menu doesn't. It's like a lot of those places are very similar to what we would pay here,
Yeah.
and so it doesn't feel that much different. You don't feel like you're getting screwed because you're in a certain place. Like it's a pretty easy experience overall.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do think is difficult in Vegas for a trip like that, like a couples trip, if you just want to go out and do that, is kind of filling the time in the middle of the afternoon. It's like
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
kind of go nap it off in the room, you can go whatever, but like unless you figure out what you're going to do during that time, that's a very vacant period.
That's a good point.
There's
That's a
no
good
shortage
point.
of things. Like, most hotels will have shows going on within the hotel. There's
Yeah.
no shortage of shows everywhere else. But like, if you center it all around food, you're going to have a good time.
I feel like during the day, it depends on what type of time of year you go as well.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, if you hit it in the spring or summer, it's like a great opportunity for the pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
During the day.
So that's the big game changer.
And if
it's
not,
nice
I
enough
feel
to
like
have the pool.
I feel like you got two options. It's spa or sports book.
Exactly. And I'm not a big gambler, so like I don't have
Yeah.
the needs to go to the tables very much. If I'm with somebody that's like wanting to go do it, I'll go entertain them for a few, but like it's not something that I'm going to push people to do at this
Yeah.
point. A sports book can be fun, but like I also don't really want to sit around watching sports all day. So like finding something else to do. Like Fontainebleau has a beautiful spa, and they have different things you can do within the spa that are like they have a guided sauna situation.
Okay.
They have like a person that leads your breathing and releases different scents in the air, things like that. And you can just go to the spa and do that for free. Like it's just a nice little thing.
I saw somebody at Equinox last week with their phone in the steam room,
Can't do that.
and I was very upset by
No,
that.
can't do that. Even when I had my steam shower, I was like, I'm never bringing a phone in here. like even if I have no water
come on,
going on, I'm
come
not
on,
bringing
y'all.
the phone in.
I know we're addicted, but you can leave your phone outside of the steam room.
The other notable things from Vegas were meeting Johnny Bananas as I was leaving the
saw
private
that.
club area.
Okay.
That was very exciting for me as I'm a big challenge guy. He was as nice as can be. Another thing that we did was late night on the night before we left, we went to a place, one of the restaurants on property that I think is one of the coolest interiors of any of the restaurants, called China Club.
Okay.
And China spelled with a Y, not an I. And they have like incredible Chinese food, really good dumplings, dim sum and stuff, but they just have really good food overall. One of the most interesting things I had that was retail therapy coded, I ordered it specifically because it was retail therapy coded, was a clarified Bloody Mary. They brought it to the table with another drink that I got, and the other drink that we ordered, I guess, had some red in it, so I figured that they colored the clarified cocktail with some red to make it Bloody Mary-y. No, they did not. It was a clear drink that I thought was just a normal martini, and it had this bite to it that was so interesting. It was like the pepper, the Worcestershire, like all of that you could taste in there. And I know that there's been some poo-pooing of some clarified cocktails. It was a
Right.
very, very fun cocktail. I would absolutely get it again. It was very cool. And it just had that it just had this spice to it that dissipated quickly and then a clean finish. It was just very interesting. I'm not opposed to ordering more of those in the future.
I'm in.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think the poo-pooing was too early.
Yeah. I'm willing to do it
jumped the
again.
gun on it. Yeah.
But Vegas can be done in a way that's not going to make you want to die on your flight home. I know that's might fall on some flat ears for some people, but I have to say, like, it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah. I don't know if I have that type of restraint, but I hear you.
I know. Yeah. Had we had another,
I think only if you're doing it as like this date night trip.
Correct. Two people, no other couples.
No, yeah. If
If there was another couple there-
in the mix, it's game over.
we'd be staying
Yeah.
out late night. We'd
Yeah,
be I'd probably be hitting a table. I'd probably be doing it differently.
Yeah.
But for a nice little romantic weekend, it can be done. It can.
I wanted to, we're talking Omakase, Bromakase. So there's a restaurant here in Austin called Suke Edome, largely discussed and known as the current hardest reservation in town.
Okay.
It was essentially not even up for for a Michelin star on this, even though people basically all say that it's the best sushi in Austin, because the Michelin folks couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many Reddit threads about like people are just very frustrated with how it's impossible to get in. They have adopted a bit of an ALD mindset where once you've been 3 times, Will, you are then on their early access reservations list. So you become quote unquote a regular, and then you are essentially given preferential treatment to continue coming back. And so they finally did one of their reservation drops this past weekend.
Okay.
And it was the first one that I've actively participated in. And the thing is, they drop reservations in 6-month increments. So like they dropped these on January 26th, and it was for the next 6 months.
Okay.
And that's what makes this so hard, is that the opportunity to book actually only happens twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
This goes through talk. The main reason that I wanted
Has to go through talk.
Of course.
Real ballers go through talk.
The main reason that I wanted to bring this up just quickly is because it was very clear to me after going through this and booking quite easily that all of the people complaining and unable to make reservations have never tried to buy clothes or sneakers.
They don't have the dog in them?
In a limited exclusive drop session, because this was very easy. All you needed to do was like know what date you were going for, be logged in, have your credit card information stored, and just and hit it.
Yeah.
And I think all these people out there complaining like, oh, and it's fully sold out. It's now fully sold out for the next 6 months. But I was in and out like lightning, man. You know what I mean?
They don't these people don't know what it feels like to miss out on some down sambas.
They don't.
You know?
And you gotta. Everybody listening to this podcast could probably have easily gotten a reservation as well. So I don't know who I'm really talking to, but I just wanted to say, as long as you're paying attention when this drop happens, it wasn't that hard. And you just got to be quick. You got to be ready to check out and not think too hard about it. So
they ran into a buzzsaw when Barrett Dudley tried to make a reservation.
Now the thing is, I might be having to pass this reservation off because I made it for the latest that I could possibly make it, but that is potentially when we will be about, or when Laura specifically will be about 4 weeks postpartum. So we'll see. Okay. I'm hoping it's mom and dad's.
It's a good first date night.
I'm hoping it's mom and dad's first like big night out, like big, But TBD. So
I thought for some reason you'd already gone, and so you just had a quick turnaround on this.
No.
I was gonna question. So I have something that's possible. It's on my it's on my concept of an out list right now.
Okay.
As much as I loved every piece of nigiri I had the other night, there's one type of fish that I think I might have to just retire from completely.
What's that?
Uni.
Okay.
I don't like the consistency of it.
No,
man.
it's a very divisive.
He asked us before the meal. He goes, "You guys good with uni?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I had a few bites of it, and I was like, "Man, that tasted really good." But if I had to eat one more bite of it right now, I'd probably leave it on the table.
Uni to me serves mostly as a flex for people to be like, "Oh yeah, we had the uni." It's like, I'm a real ball knower. It's a ball knower. It's sushi ball knower. Flex.
I just not into it.
Yeah, it's very metallic. It's kind of weird. The consistency is confusing.
Slimy.
It's a little slimy.
Yeah, I'm good on the uni for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm in on oysters right now though. So that's big news for everybody.
Okay, oysters back in.
Yeah.
Heard.
Man, we had a big baby girl experience on Saturday night. I did not watch live, but I did watch the entire episode. We had our boy Timothee Chalamet just absolutely flexing on Saturday Night Live. Thank you for the baby girl gong, Randy.
Yes.
General takes from the episode?
I thought the episode was very good. I talked a little bit about this on OCC Patreon this week, but like there are certain hosts that come onto SNL, and what sets them apart is that they have buy-in. They are willing to do whatever like it takes. Yeah. And they commit to the bit. And they just go all in. And so even when the sketches don't totally hit, it's like the fact that they are so in, everything is pretty good. It raises the floor so much.
He goes all in when he does stuff.
All in. And like
pretty much anything.
Like the other recent hosts that I put in his kind of class that kind of host regular, or that are kind of SNL stalwarts at this point. Ariana Grande, absolutely committed, incredible, very funny.
Correct.
And Adam Driver is another one that like when he comes on, he is just down to clown. Like he will do whatever. He goes all in. But yeah, so like I thought there were, I'm not sure that any sketch stood out to me as like, oh, I'm going to be watching this one again and again. Mm-hmm. But I thought overall it was a very, very solid episode because you could just tell he's having fun. I thought the musical performances were very unique and interesting and good.
See, Sally was having trouble with the first musical performance because she was like, I can't tell if he's doing a bit or not. Like, right. I can't. Yeah. He's smiling as he's singing this rock song, and then he's doing this spoken word thing. She's like, I explained to her, like, no, I don't think he's doing a bit. Like, I think he's just rocking out and having fun. And then it became very clear with his second performance that this was no bit, that he is taking this extremely seriously. He's doing Bob Dylan deep cuts that even Bob Dylan fans wouldn't have come up with for him to perform here.
Right.
Um, I went through the Bob Dylan subreddit for a little bit when people were talking about it, and like the general consensus was like, Timmy knows ball.
Yeah.
Timmy is he's respecting the craft. We're going to give him a pass for this. Like, he is doing a great job. The songs that he chose were really cool, and everyone seemed very happy with it.
I did like the second performance more, I think.
I did too.
But I thought he did a great job of putting his own spin on it and not going too far into like I'm doing a Bob Dylan impression.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that I thought they were. I mean, he's just like he's one of those guys that can do anything.
Yeah.
Like he could have been a musician if he had wanted to be, you know?
I think he's just he's a consummate performer.
He
knows what to do.
I had some DMs about how we had to talk about his outfits. It was everything he wore, essentially, outside of costumes for the sketches, was all custom from a brand called Namias out of California. It is very expensive, like Cali skate streetwear type stuff.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
They there's a newer boutique in Austin called As You Are, or AYA, that carries a bunch of it. But you basically can't get anything that Timmy wore, including all of the polka dot stuff that was in his kind of like still shots for the ins and outs on the stingers as you come in and out of the show. But I liked the green leather jacket quite a bit that he did his monologue in. I thought it was notable that he's just dripping in some diamonds around the neck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the one thing that was not in Namias, Will, was the jeans. And I don't know if you know this, but Timmy's been rocking True Religion jeans
Really?
for the last several weeks. So
Really?
Are you gonna go double flap up?
I don't think I am.
No? Okay.
I don't think I am.
You're not gonna slap that horseshoe on your butt?
Nah, I think I'm just gonna stick with my dad fit jeans
Okay,
and just
all
call it a day. I did have the my first opportunity to handle some of the Bottega Veneta leather jeans.
Oh yeah.
We went into the store that they have at Fontainebleau.
Okay,
And I was like, I'm touching everything. And I mean, you would never even know when they're hanging on the rack that they are leather.
Yeah.
It is amazing to touch those and be like, because like when Gian had them on when we were interviewing him, it was like I couldn't just reach over and touch the man's pants. Like that's, you can't fondle your guests. Like that's inappropriate.
Right.
And so I know I have very few opportunities to go into a Bottega store, and I was just shocked. They also had a flannel shirt that was leather. That was like shocking. Like had he not said go feel that flannel shirt, I would have just thought it was a flannel shirt.
Okay.
I also fell in love with a jacket that I'll never be able to afford in there. It was this denim jacket with some padding on it. And I was like, man, I should have never even looked at this.
That's the danger of going in there.
So I was like, maybe like it'll be on sale somewhere. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it will be. I don't think it will.
Randy, you're interested in some bootcut jeans. Maybe True Religion is where you should be looking.
How much do those go for?
I don't know, 150, something like that.
150. I don't know. I went to JCPenney and got some $16 jeans.
Okay,
They had some leather pants there, and man, I was looking at them like, I don't think I could pull off leather pants.
But if you do one pair of $16 jeans and one pair of $150 jeans, then that averages out to more like $70, $80 a pair. That's not too bad, right?
You're not wrong.
The thing for me with
that's boy math right there.
I am never going to own a
retail therapy,
or for the foreseeable future. I'll not be wearing any pants that have a flat pocket on the butt. I don't like it. I don't like how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big turnoff for me, and it's been something that J. Crew's just been relying on lately rather than just having it be flat. And I just simply can't do it. I scratched a friend's chair one time with a button on the outside of my pants.
You do have to be careful with that.
It's been tough ever since. Every time I see their chair, I'm like, do they know it was me?
I don't know, man. That horseshoe, it just helps you look extra cheeked up, though. That's the thing.
Randy doesn't need help there.
I was gonna say.
While we're on the topic of baby girls, do you mind if I bring up Andrew Scott?
Please do.
Is Andrew Scott officially a baby girl per our list? Is he even on the watch list?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's been on the watch list.
Okay.
No, he's on the list. You bumped him up.
I started watching Ripley.
We put him on the official list?
He's on the official
list.
list.
I was ready to promote him today.
I started watching him on Ripley, and I was like, okay, like if you're getting the Ripley part, like you're already kind of like great. But yeah, so he's like the center point of the new Sam Fender video. And if you're not familiar with Sam Fender, he's, as my friend described him, the British Bruce Springsteen. He's a Newcastle lad who makes just great music with a nice little horn section. But I've been listening to his music a lot for the last like year and a half, I'd say. And you know, if you go to a soccer match over there, you'll hear it on the speakers at some point. He performs at Newcastle Stadium every once in a while, or I guess he's done it once, and he'll probably do it again soon.
I'm going to tell you what. I had no idea that he was British.
Who?
Sam Fender.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's very, very Brit.
The only two things I know him from are from like 1917 and the Sherlock show with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Andrew Scott?
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the music, the musician,
okay,
Sam
okay.
Fender. No, I know Adams. Yes, he is. Andrew Scott, excuse me, yes, I knew he was British.
No.
But I described, like, especially this song, this new People Watching song, which I think is very, very good. But it
Yeah.
sounds a lot like I think I told you, it sounds like a mix of the Killers and Bruce Springsteen to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So
That's a good description.
Felt very, very.
Oh, the Killers were performing in Vegas the other night when we were there. I couldn't make it
They're
work.
they're from the area.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So that's news to me. But
But
okay.
If he's getting the nod from like my favorite current like rock act to be
yeah.
just the sole person in the video, he's doing movies with Paul Mescal. Like, I just wanted to make sure that he is solidified, like, right there.
Try to sneak that one in there,
Yeah.
weren't you?
No,
I'm putting. I put Sam Fender on my. ACL sends out that list that's like, who do you want to see this year? I put Sam Fender on there.
that's a great one.
Yeah.
I ordered when he did his performance at Newcastle Stadium. I decided to buy the vinyl from it because they have previously stripped all his live stuff off of Spotify.
Okay.
And I really like the live stuff.
Yeah.
And I bought it at the end of 2023.
Yeah.
And I recently sent a customer service email saying, like, so what's the deal? It's 2025. And they said it'll ship in February of 2025.
So there's been a year and a half wait for this vinyl?
When I originally ordered it, I think I did it in like October of 2023. And
Wow.
and when I ordered it, it said it would ship December 2024. And I thought it was a typo. So I was like, it's surely a typo. They're clearly doing it for Christmas this year. No, I went back and saw that they weren't. And then when I didn't get it in December, I was like, okay, am I just getting, I have a lot of friends who collect vinyl who have had essentially their money taken by a company. Just like they've ordered something and they're like, oh yeah, no, we just need to get the materials, whatever. And they're just waiting for over a year for something. And so I've officially been doing that, but I've been told that I'll have it next month.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's just torturous.
That's rough. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part of the game.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it's like buying buying a Noah watch.
Makes that wait for the Saltburn vinyl seem
Not that bad.
Relatively quick.
Spun that one the other day.
Yeah.
I will say house guests don't find it as entertaining as I find it. So it's officially holstered. I'm 0 for 2 on entertainment value out of
Okay.
that.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think
you gotta come see this.
you got to come look at this vinyl.
It's got cum in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably need to holster that until
Okay.
someone asks about it.
Did you show like Sally's new friends it?
No comment. No comment. We got some outfits we can't stop thinking about.
Yeah, I do.
This made me happy when I saw you put this in the rundown.
Yeah, this was a you've written some shorts about outfits that you can't stop thinking about.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just stealing the bit. The first one here is really the outfit that I can't stop thinking about that made me put this little list together. And it's Sydney Sweeney styled by Molly Dixon in full Brunello Cucinelli. And
Not Cucciolini, like I said on a Sunday Scaries podcast of past.
and
Honest
it's
mistake.
just awesome. It's just awesome. It's like a very monotone kind of like cream ecru, big baggy voluminous trousers with a tucked in sweater, big coat, brown boots. It's so like it is to be, like it's a lot of coverage for Sydney Sweeney, and she looks amazing in it.
You don't see her wearing stuff like this
No,
very often.
no.
This is one of those photos that you could see, like these paparazzi photos or something you could see popping up on like a vintage mood board thing with
Yes.
Demi Moore in
Yeah.
this or something.
And we talk a lot about how I think we both we see a lot of women's outfits that we find almost more inspiring
Yeah.
or inspirational than men's.
Facts.
And this is one that I'm just like, man, how do I not how do I recreate this, but like I need to recreate this. I
Oh,
want to recreate
Time to
this.
go to Stofa and just
Yes,
start shopping.
it is very Stofa core. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the pants is what's difficult about this. I don't have any pants that are this breezy, voluminous, and light colored.
Does it make you happy that she's spending her money from her absolutely terrible ad deals on dope ass clothes?
Yes.
Like that, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that. If
Although she's probably not even having to spend any money on them.
yeah, that's the sad. Also, that's a fact. Yeah, I mean, but overall, as long as I'm okay with her doing like, what was it?
Squatch, Dr. Squatch, Hey Dudes.
Yeah, if she's taking her Hey Dude money and
Yeah.
turning around and like buying stuff like this, I'm all for it.
Just forking over for stylist.
Yeah, it's not me to say what to do with that money.
Yeah. But no, this was a sick fit, man.
Yeah, she snapped here.
Yeah. You watching Severance? You catching up on Severance?
I'm going to be catching up on Severance.
My
I'm
guy
going to
John
be catching up.
Turturro, Irv G.
He snapped here.
He was walking in the Xenia show,
People were loving him in this.
and this is another one. Mostly the jacket, but the cardigan, dress shirt. This is like, I think they've had Turturro in a Kith campaign before,
I think so.
and like this is what it should have been. Basically, this like feels like age appropriate, very cool, very New York. Love the jacket.
The Kith campaign aged him a little bit.
Doesn't feel like he's trying too hard.
Yeah, the Kith campaign made him look a little older. Like he looks way younger and cooler here than in the Kith campaign that I think was supposed to make him look a little younger,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah. See, yeah. This I don't
Something I've been into, Barrett, is what he's doing right here. Is I kind of want a deep V-neck sweater for the warmer times outside. I don't have a good one in mind. I don't have any inspiration quite yet.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish we lived somewhere where I could justify buying like a cool V-neck sweater that I can wear on a summer night with my shorts. I wouldn't go black though.
I feel you. I think
Wouldn't go black.
I think the V-neck sweater is. I think you're going to see a lot of them this spring.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Fine with that.
Here's one that you dropped in. This is our guy Leon Cerrone.
I don't know how you say his last name. I was going through some bookmarks that I had, and I was like, yeah, I bookmarked this, and like I love this dude's style.
Yeah,
He was nice enough to post about us last time we talked about it, but like he's just rocking stuff that I'm just like into. I mean, he's a big Drake's guy, so that helps.
Yes,
Like
yes.
I've been fawning over most of their stuff for a while now, but like it's just well done and stuff that I feel like a lot of guys could recreate if they have a little confidence.
This I'm not sure. Maybe he said. Let's see. Is the vest is?
I think it's Drake's.
Drake's court western shirt. Denim. He doesn't say.
Doesn't say that. I think the vest is Drake's.
Well, it looks like Rocky Mountain Featherbed, but something very custom with this the quad color. It's sick.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I might have been mistaken that Drake's had something similar to that.
It does. I mean, it does kind of look like Drake's.
It's the same color palette that they use for like a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
it's not on their site, which
Now,
tells me.
the color blocking on the vest is obviously very unique, but I actually do think that, now this is a fit that I think I have most of this in my closet. I think I could kind
Yeah,
of recreate
most
this.
guys could. A lot of guys could figure out a way to do something similar to this, and it's just like I don't know. As you'll see from my next thing, like I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate my bandana that I have from Derby. I just haven't had a good way of incorporating it in anything, and I saw this. I took a screenshot for you and sent it your way.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have the elements of this. I could get this fit off. I just am too gun shy to do it. And it's the sweatshirt one.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Right here.
So I don't even know who this guy is.
You do know who this guy is. This is Brandon Mahler.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, see? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess I've only met him once.
Yeah.
Okay. I love the idea of doing it around the hoodie because anytime that I try to do it around something that is just like a collared shirt or a t-shirt or something, there's this gap between the bandana and my neck. And I don't think I'm like structured enough to have that there.
Okay.
Like, so I almost need it to fall on something. And I was like, putting this around a hoodie is actually a great idea. It's a very like low maintenance way to soft launch a bandana that you have.
Yeah.
And not feel like you're just like wearing like a scarf.
Now, the real question though is, are you going to wear your beanie on top of your hood?
There's a couple real questions here. That's one of them. I don't have any beanies, so I'm not going to do the hood. But
you don't own a beanie?
The things that I don't own in this that I can't do, I don't have a good beanie. I have a beanie that's like much more outdoorsy, not fashion forward.
Okay. All right.
I do like the waffle beanies that they do for, at ALD.
Yeah.
I don't have the cashmere sweatpants. I do have the upper, the sweat shirt, but I do have the same Belgians as him.
Right.
Like
right.
I feel like his style is something that I enjoy that like maybe I get more inspiration from him than I realize.
Yeah.
But what a cozy fit here with the bandana.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to figure out a way to soft launch the bandana and the hoodie, but now that it's getting warmer outside, I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you pretty much have 1 month left.
Yep.
You know, it'll cool down again.
I might try it this weekend.
You'll have one more opportunity. Nah, it's gonna be like 80 this weekend. Maybe next weekend.
Yeah. I'll try it in the air conditioning.
You should try it in the comfort of your
I
own
don't
home.
like seeing 77 on my app. It's just not great.
Give it to me, Will.
Nope.
Love it.
Nope.
Love it.
I'm not ready for it. I've been enjoying the 50. I've been enjoying the 50 over the last few days.
This one is from Sunday Scaries Muse 10 VCB.
She's great.
Very, very similar to the Sweens fit, honestly. Same kind of like monotone, a lot of cream and ecru colors, but with a darker jacket. And then big chunky scarf. And very similar type stuff. But this is the type of outfit that I'm really like. If I get a chance to recreate something, I'm going for this kind of like cream on cream look.
It's nice. And you can tell like just by the outfit itself that like the contrast in materials and stuff, like they seem to be all very nice materials. They all work together. It's just pleasing.
It is very pleasing. What else you got?
I got a kid fit for you.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to be feeding you kid fits now.
Dude, please do.
I just want you to have kid drip. Like, are you so excited just to have like a girl just walking around just absolutely flexing outside of like like when you have your grocery store beer?
Of course.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I want baggy jeans and a graphic tee like this. I can't stunt like this kid is right now.
Does he? He's got the kid Tom Sachs on too. It looks like
He's crushing. I mean, like there's a lot of Instagram accounts out there that make kids clothes. The issue for me is that a lot of kids clothes are just more expensive than what I would ever want to pay for something that's going to go away.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to buy something so awesome and then hand it down to someone and be like, man, I just bought their kid like a $45 t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be doing that.
Right.
You think those keys on his belt loop are for like a Ferrari or something?
Oh, he's a keyboard.
Oh, he's rocking.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Good catch, Randy.
But this company that it's from is littlelambs.studio, and they've got cool stuff. I'm not familiar with their price point or anything like that, but like the kids are flossing out here.
Okay. All right.
I had one more of our man Brandon.
Yeah.
I feel bad I didn't put that together, but you live and you learn. This suit is owning a lot of real estate in my brain as somebody who needs to upgrade or to get another suit this summer. I love the styling of this. I love the color. Like I bought the cream suit and I need to buy something else that is a little darker to almost replace the green suit that I wear everywhere. And this look in particular, I can't do the beret, but this look in particular is really like doing something for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a great fit. I think it's casual enough that you can wear it in a lot of scenarios, but you can also probably dress it up pretty easily. I might just be swagger jacking our man Brandon.
Yeah.
In general. Yeah. I have a lot of the elements already, and it's not that big of a leap for me.
He's great at styling. He gets a lot of love on the gram.
Yeah.
Yep. Pulls it all together really nicely.
Yeah, it's just I would love to show up to a wedding like that.
Yeah.
We have the potential of another European wedding, maybe
Right.
not this year, but if not this year, then guaranteed next year.
Yeah.
And like I will be referring to this screenshot I've had on my phone for months now.
Maybe by that point you'll be ready to go beret as well. I think I'm going to be a beret boy fall 25.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't think you have it in you.
Just walking around with my grocery store beer and my small child in a beret.
A beret feels like if you put it on once, you're like, "Ooh, I get why people are wearing berets. This is comfy. This is comfy." You got to be careful though. Like I feel like there might be certain political sides of things that might commandeer berets and stuff and make them into something.
Like make them too like
I don't know.
Like you're a green beret or something weird.
I don't know. You don't want to steal any valor. You also don't want to have people think you're caught up in any movements that you're not caught up in.
True.
You're just caught up in the drip.
Yeah. It's time for wish list.
Yeah, you might need to lead off.
Okay.
I need to get my link.
This is just like an idea. I don't know if I actually
A concept
it's
of
just
a wish list item.
It's kind of a concept of a wish list item, and it is a specific wish list item. So, but I'm just not positive if I actually want this. So I've been watching this show on Netflix called One Day, which was a book, and then it was a movie with Anne Hathaway, and then a TV show that came out last year with Leo Woodall from White Lotus season 2 fame and Mbika Mod. So it's kind of so it's this romance, this kind of love story. It's been I would put it in the normal people vibes, like a little bit depressing to
I've
watch.
had it downloaded, and someone DM'd me and said you should be careful watching that show. It ripped my heart out.
Yeah. And it kind of does. It's got that same thing where it's tough to watch, but it's got a lot of great needle drops and some really fun style because it basically checks in with these two people over the once a year, and it starts in like the late 80s and goes through like the kind of late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good 90s style at the part where I'm watching right now. And in one of the episodes that I just got through watching this past week, Leo Woodall is wearing a pair of like motorcycle harness boots with a baggy blue jean. And it reminded me of like harness boots were really big when Eddie Slimane was at Saint Laurent, but it was like the much more like the narrower shaft and kind of pointier toe. This vibe is more like a real harness boot. And
oh shit!
I loved the way that it looked. Then you see this item like on its own, and you're like, I don't know, is this too?
Yeah, but I feel like that's
too costumey. Is it too like?
That seems like an easy thing to accessorize out of. Like you can draw the eyes elsewhere.
I think so. And I've been wearing black boots more than ever this year, and I just feel like this could be like a kind of like a cool way to just like have a little something peeking out from the denim, you know? This also makes me think, I've been workshopping this idea, Will, that men's fashion is always inspired, always referencing at least one of the Village People.
Okay.
At any given time. It's either like either we're like moto rider, like motorcycle guy,
yep.
or it's like construction worker, workwear guy, or it's like military guy, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those things is almost like the North Star for menswear at any given moment.
Yeah, you've got Western,
there's the cowboy.
Yep. You got military. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We're square in Village People territory right now.
So this is, I've been on our in-out list, I said that I thought military was going to be kind of like the North Star. This leans more back into like the kind of like motorcycle, but you could absolutely see this paired up with like an M65 like olive jacket, that type of thing. So
are you dead set on black, or are you going to entertain brown at all?
I'm kind of dead set on black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. I've got a couple of these kind of bookmarked on the resale sites, on the secondhand sites, because you can get a used pair for way less. So I might try that. I might go pre-owned. We'll see.
Go pre-owned, dude.
Yeah.
Let's reduce our consumption in 2025.
I might do it.
I'm doing a Drake's item that I'm not actually going to buy from Drake's, but it's the closest thing I can find to it. When we were on our New York trip for retail therapy in 2023, I actually bought something from Alex Mill that is no longer available. That is this linen overshirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's navy blue. It's just very much like a French like artist-looking shirt. And I bought it, and I think I must have been in a different weight class at the time, because I recently put it on and was like, what was I thinking when I bought this? This absolutely does not fit me. But I want to get something that's similar. I've been enjoying wearing this like Frism Works chore jacket and stuff.
Yeah.
And when it gets warmer out, I would like to still have another layer on sometimes.
Sure.
And so doing like a linen overshirt like this sounds nice to me. But like I either need to, maybe my wish list item for this is losing like 5 pounds so I can fit better into it. Because right now, like buttoning it up, it's just a little too tight, not ideal. The Alex Mill price point on it was like perfect. It was like, I think I got it for like $125 or something. Like it was a very good price point, and this obviously is not. It's $895. Not going with the Drake's one. But I'm trying to find something similar out there to the one that I got from Alex Mill that was just like perfect. It's just a size too small on me, to the point where I almost just need to wear it as like a shirt. Like it just doesn't make sense as an overshirt.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if I can complete that quest, or if I just need to maybe like, do some intermittent fasting every once in a while. $895 for a linen.
God,
that's crazy.
They're going crazy.
That's
on this,
crazy.
Man. Yeah. Really, really wild.
What are we doing? Like,
I don't know. I'm Xing out.
They know how ridiculous that is.
And that stuff's not made in like it's made in like the normal European countries where stuff gets made, like Turkey and Portugal. Like stuff, it's not. They're taxing, man. They're taxing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
All right. Well, we got to get up out of here.
We got to get up out of here. Before I go, Barrett, I'm going to the rodeo tomorrow night in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
Is there any must wears that I need to have?
I mean, you got to bust out the boots.
Boots are gonna happen. I don't know if hat's gonna happen.
Okay.
I might steal cattle valor.
Yeah.
My dad's got. I have a hat of my dad's from when my dad had a midlife crisis and started a cattle company, and so
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna wear that rancher
Okay,
style,
okay.
like Hell's
Yeah.
Gate Cattle Company hat.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think I want to go full cowboy this year.
Okay.
I felt like that I was getting looks last year, like he ain't no cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah. And your red ALD Western shirt is probably too on the nose, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, it might get packed. I don't think it's gonna get worn.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't wear it last year. I think it's too on the nose.
Yeah.
I think I have to steal more valor than that.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I think you should just wear like a dress shirt tucked into jeans with your boots, and then you just like roll the sleeves up on the dress shirt and like unbutton it like 3 buttons.
You want me to be a George Strait album?
Yeah. Yes. That is the look. Yeah.
I don't have a manly enough cowboy hat to go full George Strait, unfortunately. I'm also worried about
But you can do this with your hat that you
True.
talked about. Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want people to be there and be like, oh, he's looking at some stuff right now.
Yeah.
He must have bought some cattle earlier from the
Hell yeah.
stockyards.
Hell yeah.
I don't even know if that's where you buy the cattle. Hopefully it is.
I think you do.
Well, I'll try to get a fit pick off that I can actually post.
Please do. All right.
All right.
We'll see you at the stockyards.
Later.